November is just around the corner, and that means the 16th Annual National Podcast Post Month is fast approaching. Hi, I'm Jennifer Navarrete, founder of NaPodPomo, and I'm inviting you to join the 30-day Global Podcasting Challenge. Whether you're a newbie looking to start your first podcast or a seasoned pro seeking inspiration, NaPodPomo is the perfect place to experiment and try new things. Visit napodpomo.org to learn more. See where podcasting can take you this November during National Podcast Post Month.
Mission Hope, inspirational stories of faith and triumph. Life's many upheavals, sharp curves, twists and turns, the challenging circumstances coming right at you are nonstop. The inner wars within are outside your control and feel overwhelming. You feel alone, and the seemingly endless battles rage on. You feel like you have lost all hope and faith, questioning, why me? Why now? How can I handle another blow? The answers you're seeking are in this collection of 20 uplifting stories in this book. Within its golden pages, from the deep confines of their hearts and souls, these extraordinary authors have opened up and are here to assist you in navigating the deep, daunting, and dark waters that you are facing. Each story is unique in its experience, but similar in the fact that through everything presented to them in life, these authors have found the way back to success, peace, and joy through hope and faith. These authors have turned tragedy into tranquility once again. Now, they are here to empower you to shift from what once was fear and failure into the future of your dreams. They offer as a gift to you the freedom to choose your destiny. Now, it's time to turn the key and walk through the door. Hear from the authors themselves as they share their journey and story with you here on Living the Next Chapter.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to Living the Next Chapter. My guest on my screen makes me so happy every time I get to see her, hear her voice, see an email in my inbox. Char Murphy is here yet again, and I'm thrilled to talk to a great person in life. We're talking about the next book in the series, Mission Hope. We're talking all about faith. I'm going to get a recap on Mission Hope Book 1 as well. Let's get an update on that. Char Murphy's here with us today on Living the Next Chapter. Again, one of my favorite people in the world, Char. Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, Dave, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. We love you at Mission Hope and love to be on your show and really appreciate everything that you do for us. It's a gift. It really is. So very nice of you. Thank you so much.
I've been looking forward to this conversation all day. Excited to have you on. Let's get an update for those that have been following the journey of Mission Hope. We had you and your authors on for book 1,
Yep.
and that was amazing. Some amazing authors, new authors too, that we got to meet and get to hear their story. Give us an update on how Mission Hope book 1 has done, and maybe any stories that come to mind from the release of book 1.
Oh, wow. Well, Mission Hope, the first book is, that was like just breaking the ice and getting the mission out there, letting people know what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it came about. And it did really, really well, and it's still doing well, still selling. And we did get to number 1 status, bestseller status, and with that one, and hope to do so on the second one. We had about half of the first author's return for the second book, and hopefully, that they will be in the whole series. There is a series of 5, but yeah, we're getting ready to right in the middle of the launch right now for the second book, and it's Mission Hope, Inspirational Stories of Faith and Triumph. So it's still about hope, but it's a mixture now of hope and faith and how these people have really overcome so many challenges in their lives and stepped up now to help other people at this time, Dave, when so many people really are losing hope and faith and are wondering, what's going to happen next. And and how do I handle this? And it's really tough times. So we're just really happy to have a tool, just another tool that people can use to um, kind of keep themselves uplifted and not lose hope so much.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
yeah, it's great. Thank you.
I love it. When I think about the power of what one person can do in life, I think of you and the fact that you can bring people together and put something out into the world that is counter to all of the news that we hear and all of the bad things that are happening in our world. To know that there's a book of authors, some amazing people joining together in support of you and your mission. It's so nice to kind of get that balance back so we can hear some really inspiring stories from the new book. We've got some new authors joining you for this one. It's hard to pick your favorite child as a parent. It's really hard to say this is my favorite, but are you excited about some of the new authors joining you this round that when you think of them as a person and their story, that just kind of stands out to you in the moment that, wow, I can't wait for people to hear about this certain author that's part of this next book?
Well, right. Well, I think one of the people that inspires me the most is Vicky O'Grady Longo. And actually, I tried to get her in the first book, and she said, "Oh, no, I'm too busy." So, a lot of people didn't really understand the first book, the first go around, and 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 this time she said yes, and she said yes to herself because she has a deep story to tell, and it's very inspiring and very moving. And then, I mean, we have Blondie Amelia, um, who is she lives part time in Costa Rica and part time in the United States. She's a really great person as well, and has been through a really a lot just recently. Even sometimes it's older stories that that we dig up. But this is a fresh story that's really just happened to her, and so there's just several that are standouts. Debbie Griffiths is another one. She's an author already, successful, got her own mission going, um, with the Torched book and the gaslighting. So she's very inspirational. There's just a number of them that are absolutely excited and um, to share their story in hopes that it could help someone else, and that's just a beautiful thing. It's really nice.
Yeah. You've built a really nice little community around you with all these amazing authors. Talk about a little bit about the interaction that's happening between authors now as they join up and write with you on your books. I've heard from them that they really value their community aspect of doing this, and that they have access to each other, which is really unique. Talk about the community that you're building just by doing the books.
Exactly. And that has been just beautiful. It was a good community in the first go round. There were a lot of good relationships that came out of that. But I tell you what, this second one, I gave them, and I tried something new this time, and started a chat group, and I have just a Mission Hope group page where I post updates about things and announcements such as podcast opportunities and things like that. But the chat group is mainly for them to find out about each other and chat back and forth with each other directly. So that's really been a gift to them. I really I see them they've all gotten to know each other now. They all have. So nobody's left out of that situation. If they want to join in and meet the other authors, they are. And it's happening, really a good synergy, of course, between them, because they all have, this in common, and the fact that they've all overcome their own adversities and challenges. So they just it's like just everybody just clicks, together. It's wonderful. I love it.
So take us back to the beginning, before book one. What was the impetus for all of this, and why even start down this path? Was there something that kind of stood out to you that said that the world needs a book, now 2 books like this?
Well, I don't know if you remember the story about what happened to me, but I was questioning, what in the world do we need help? What, asking God, really, in a prayer, meditation, whatever you want to call it. I was asking for guidance, really, for myself to know what I could do on my journey while I'm still here to give hope and inspire people, because that was the big thing that came up, was just people right now need hope. They need hope. And like I said, because we're all, all of us kind of are really, losing hope in some things. And so, and then it came to me, sort of in a vision just right then, of the way it would look, and that it was to be a series. And I kind of laughed when I heard this question, "Are you ready for this?" And I thought, oh, what did I just do? And so, I got the answer, and the answer was a series of books about hope. And I even got the 5 books that would be in the series. And I said, well, how in the world do I get people for this, to write these stories? And, and that I said, okay, okay, I'll do it, but you're going to have to bring me the right people at the right time. And, sort of telling God, okay, I will do that. I would love to, but you're going to have to send me the people. And of course he delivered, because they're all in these books, and it's amazing. It's amazing, really. That's, to me, is a story that it should live on. It will live on in my heart forever and ever. I'll never forget that moment where I was literally just guided to do that, to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Char, I gotta keep saying it, because every person I talk to that writes in your books talks about the genuine connection they have with you, that there's something about you that attracts them to you. I've heard people describe you as their soul sister, as their mom. I've had people who look up to you in so many ways as being a part of this project, and it's coming from a real and genuine place. And the one thing that I always want from my life is to impact one person. If one person's life is better because I was here, I feel like that's a good thing. You, now with these 2 books, have impacted way beyond one person. You've impacted the authors. You've impacted everyone that they know, and then the readers that buy the books as well. So your reach and your impact just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I don't know if you're ready for that, because that's outstanding to see how this book is, this series of books are just growing and continue to give back to the community. So thank you for being willing to spearhead this and kind of be the person to make this happen. But I know that it doesn't happen by itself, and that you didn't do all of this. I know that.
Oh.
But at the same time, thank you for being willing to say, I'll help get this going. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dave, I'm humbled by that. I, it wasn't. I like to say. I mean, it really wasn't me. It's not me. It's God. It's
Yeah.
just God working through me. I'm just the messenger, and that's the way I view it and view my life in general. And if I can help these authors, help other people, and we can impact more and more people, then that's great. But I don't take credit for it. I really
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't. But
I know.
thank you very
Yeah.
much.
One of the amazing people in our corner that we really love and respect, Mr. Dominic Damaski, has been there as your support through all of this. I know that he's going to listen to this episode.
Yeah.
So, hi, Dom. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Dom.
Super amazing gentleman. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to get out of the way, though, and give you an opportunity to talk to Dom as if I'm not here. It's you and Dom having coffee together, talking about all things, whatever. And you get a chance to chat with Dom. What would you like to say to Dom? I'm not here. It's you and Dom. What do you want to say to Dom?
Oh my goodness. Now you really want me to cry because yeah. Uh, I just Dominic, I just want to thank you for being there for me and supporting this project from the very beginning. Um, and I and actually being the catalyst for me even becoming a writer years ago. And I just adore and love you, and everyone else does too. And we all just want to thank you, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to do this, and we wouldn't be able to have these shows like this, because that was uh, all you and all the great people that you've connected us with. And we just love and appreciate you, and I want you to know that. And I know you already know it, but you're the best. You are the best. Don't argue with me.
I love the don't argue with me. That is great. For this book, Char, I've been asking the authors that have been on so far, as we've been going through and interviewing them for the book, to define for me what they think faith is and give me their definition of faith as it relates to their chapter, to their story, and their life. And I've had some very interesting responses from your authors. So I want to ask you the same question. How would you define faith in relation to the book, but also to your story? Give us your definition of faith.
Well, I always say faith isn't faith until it's all you're hanging on to. You know, I see like a cat dangling from a rope, with, like looking down saying, uh oh, what's, well, I believe that faith it comes in all different forms. It can be religious. It can be, our faith in our Maker. It can be faith in ourselves. It can be faith in um, just life itself and the gifts that come out of our struggles, really. Because I find that most of the time, um, when we get through things with faith, and just knowing it's that inner knowing of that there's some support, invisible support, um, something that you've never seen, felt, or touched, or there's something there. There is something there that supports us all the time, and it's within us. So it comes in all forms and shows up in all different ways. And in my journey, I would probably not be here right now if it was not for my faith, nor would I have been able to publish this series of books, without faith and belief in something that I couldn't even imagine happening. I didn't know how in the world I would do this, or I just stepped out in faith. I stepped out on something that I couldn't see at the time, feel, or touch. And now it's real. I'm holding it.
Mhm.
And it was because of my faith and belief in something bigger than myself, really. Um, and I do have faith in myself, but my faith in myself stems from my faith in God. And I think a lot of people overlook that, either one or the other. Sometimes I've heard people even say, I don't believe in God. I have faith in myself, but I don't believe there's really a God. And that's okay for some people if they don't believe or have. Um, so it's shown up in all different ways. And that is the beauty. One of the beauties and the bonuses of this book is all the different aspects you will get of the definition of faith. Is, each story relates to it almost like a different kind of faith. A lot of it is religious faith, but a lot is not. So anybody that reads these books is going to get something out of it. There's going to be stories that they relate to that will make them maybe rethink faith or the way that they consider faith in their own lives. And so that's my vision of faith. Yes.
Yeah. And I think faith is universal in that we demonstrate faith all the time. We step onto an elevator and the door's shut. We think nothing of it. We have complete faith. The elevator is going to work properly and take us to where we're going. We get into our cars. We put on our seatbelts. We're having faith that that seatbelt's going to keep us safe if something were to happen. So we're demonstrating faith all the time without even thinking about it.
Exactly.
It's when we pull a book up like this and we read stories of great examples of where people had to lean on their faith just to survive that we realize how maybe we take faith for granted in our day to day, and that we need to be more aware of how we can live a life full of faith.
Exactly. And how much it can actually impact our lives if we kind of keep it front and center of of our lives. It can be that thing that we can always depend on. So I think you're exactly right. Perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the fact too that we can also demonstrate faith in our relationships. Faith in our partners, our children, in all of our relationships. So people can have faith in us and we can have faith in others. That's another element, I think, going back to the original discussion at the beginning of this, is I think we're missing a lot of that in our culture today, where we just don't have faith and trust in those around us to some degree. And maybe we can be the ones to demonstrate the faith that we are looking for in our own lives. So I think we need more of that.
Exactly. Thank you. That's beautiful. I agree.
And that's why I love this book, and the idea behind the book is because we need more of these stories.
Yes.
And for each of these authors who may never write a book on their own, to be able to share their story in a chapter, it's a little bit easier, I think, for a newer author to do that. So having this opportunity is a great thing.
And I think you're right about that. And I think also that even the ones that do want to write books, that this is sort of a stepping stone to doing that. And I think I've said before on your show that I wrote in a couple of anthologies before I ever wrote my own book. And it gave me that background and some knowledge on the industry itself of the publishing and how that goes. And I got to experience those things. And and in writing these chapters, it's almost like especially if they're in all of them, they can almost like piece those chapters together and make their book. They have it,
Right.
So it's a kind of an almost done thing by then. So it's a great thing, and they're all really enjoying it and enjoying the process, even though we all get tired and you know we get anxious to see our work and to hold it, feel it, touch it, and we're kind of there right now. We are ready for this book to be published and out to the world.
It's amazing. Now, I know it's going to make you cry when you hear it, but I've asked each of the authors to leave a message in their episode for you directly, like you did for Dominic. They're going to do for you again in our rounds of having them as guests on the show. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk to your authors as a group for the second book. And if you had a message for all of them combined as a community around you, what would you like to say to the authors that have signed up to be a part of the second book with you?
Oh boy. They know. I tell them just about every single day. You guys know, that I love each and every one of you. You are so special to be willing to share your hearts, literally your hearts and souls in this book for other people to have hope and faith and the rest of it. You never cease to amaze me. You have been by my side, and literally everything that I say or ask for, you do. You're amazing people, and I don't want you to ever think that you have not contributed something major in the world today. And these people that are going to read this book, your book, are so grateful as I am to you for sharing those stories, because you've opened up your hearts and souls, and we just love and appreciate every single one of you so much. Very, very proud of every one of you. Thank you so much.
It's great.
It's amazing. I love you.
They're all amazing people. Char, for somebody who's thinking about pulling together a book like this and having multiple authors write chapters in a book, do you have any wisdom or insight to give to them as they plan out how to organize multiple authors, how to pull all this together? Because I think going back to before book one, you're thinking, how can I do this? And now not only have you done it once, you've done it twice. So there's got to be some learnings that you have that you could share with somebody who also wants to do something similar to what you've done. How do you organize all this, and how do you make this happen?
Well, one day at a time, one step at a time. I think that you do have to have a plan, a long-term plan, and figure out what your goals are, your long-term goals, and who your audience is. And then really write everything down and organize your thoughts and pray about it and ask for guidance. And as far as managing 20 or 18 authors at a time, that's not an easy job. But and I'm going to say this out loud, and it is pretty funny, but Dominic says I'm like herding cats, that's not really true, because they're all so good and yeah. So but it's kind of funny. Tom. So I would encourage you to do it, especially if you have a strong message for your audience, your particular genre and audience. And I think the stronger the message, the better it will turn out. And it has to be something that relates to a lot of people and that a lot of people need. If they don't have that, you're not going to really have the basics that you need to have a good enough subject that enough people really care about or want to know about, unless it touches their lives directly. Really, that's the thing about it. I do know some other people that have had these types of books, but I don't think they really nailed the audience or figured out who was going to really even care about reading those stories. So that's a tough part, and uh, I'm just so thankful that I didn't really have myself. It came to me. It was an answer to prayer. So in that, I had full confidence and faith that I could do it. In that fact alone. Now it gets tough. I'm not going to just sugarcoat it. It gets tough at times, and you wonder sometimes, why am I doing this? And then once you figure out that why, and when you have it figured out and you remind yourself of why you're doing it, then it makes a ton of sense, and it will give you what you need to keep going forward with it.
It's great. It's great. And again, I'm excited to know that the book's going to be coming into the world. And when is the official launch date? Do we have that all firmed up?
We do not have an official launch date,
Okay.
but I suspect it will be next week, probably for we're going to do a blast because we do want this book to be in as many hands as possible. So we've got an ebook that's coming out, and whenever I get that link, then the authors will be sharing. We'll be spreading that everywhere, all over, and emailing people. So everybody, all expect to see the 99-cent ebook everywhere, and grab 10 copies and gift them to other people, because um, just that's like a giveaway. 99 cents is just a giveaway.
Yeah.
It's a gift. And so we're happy to gift the books, and in that way, and get them out to as many people as possible. That's the goal. Yeah.
Amazing. And we've talked that there will be future books coming, and I'm excited to cross that bridge with you down the road as well. Always an open door to come and chat here on the podcast, and any of your authors can come back anytime. Again, super quality people, great messages, stories that will make you stop and think. When you hear them share their messages and what they've lived through, it's just amazing to connect with these people.
Yes.
And to know that they have a voice through your books. Again, you were faithful to say, I will allow this to happen through me, but it's kind of nice to know that there's an impact that's going to be far reaching, long into the future, as people share these stories, and people's lives will be changed. And that's all we can do, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much again. I'm so grateful. We're all just grateful for you, Dave, because you have really gone above and beyond to interview. I don't even know how many people in this book already, and adding them all up, the first one too. We're very grateful for you and want to thank you so much. We really love you too. Thank you. You're just a sweetheart.
Thank you, Char. Where do people connect with you, Char? If they want more information about the books, they want more information about you and to connect with you, And where are you most active on social media and stuff? Where do we find you?
Well, social media, I'm mainly on Facebook and LinkedIn. But I have a new website, and
Yay!
yes, it is ourmissionhope.com.
Nice.
And this video interview will be up there in
Come
just a
on.
few. Yeah. You'll be the first one up. And that yes, that'll happen pretty. I mean, it's already, the website's up. I don't have the Amazon link up there yet, but that will also be on there. You can buy it through there, and check out what's going on and get in touch with me, the whole bit. So that's where I am.
I love it. And I see you on social media all the time, responding to people's posts, authors that have written with you, and you're always there encouraging and supporting those around you. So thank you for doing that. I see it, and I know it means a lot to them because they've told me it does. So thank you for continuing to support. Even after the book is done and we're on to the next thing, you're still there, faithfully supporting your community, and I love it. You're a great example, Char.
Oh,
I think we need a few more Chars in the world. So that's my goal.
A few more Chars. Yeah. Thank you. I need a few more right now. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Everyone, go check out all information in the show notes. Head over to ourmissionhope.com, a brand new website. Yeah. I like new websites. I'm going there right now.
Yeah. Let me know.
Make sure you go check out the show notes and support. Buy many copies of the book. Leave great reviews wherever you buy your book online, and let people know that there's faith in the world, and it's the book's coming out soon. You need to get a copy. So, Char, thank you so much.
Oh, Dave, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, just jumping on here at the end. Thank you so much for checking out this episode, Living the Next Chapter, talking about Mission Hope Volume 2. You definitely want to pick up a copy of this book. Head over to ourmissionhope.com, missionhope.com. All the information in the show notes. Get a copy of this book. Get one for yourself. Get one for your best friend. And let's encourage these authors as they write and share their stories with us. If you want to connect with me, my name is Dave. livingthenextchapter.com. livingthenextchapter.com. I would love to have you reach out through the website. Let me know what you think of this episode, what you think of the podcast. Let's encourage our fellow authors, and let's do something great. Thank you for being here on the podcast. Again, it's the second book from our great friend Char Murphy, Mission Hope, Inspirational Stories of Faith and Triumph, at ourmissionhope.com. Thanks for being here. Catch you on the next one.